All right, good morning. This is, less of a class and more of an explanation. Feel free to pop in with any questions at any time. Um, Unfortunately, don't. Oh, I found chat. There we go. Um, so, so my name is Minion. It's what I go by in the SCA. It's not my official name, although I have documentation and I am working on getting it passed. Um, so uh, what I'm here to talk about is a project that I've been working on called Encyclopedia Newbica. It started a couple years ago when I was trying to find a little project that I could work on when traveling. So I figured, hey, knitting should be relatively easy enough. I already know a little bit about crocheting, so I went looking for beginner websites, and everything that I found assumed that I knew something already. And even the most simple one is like, well, before we start, you need to know what knot you're going to use. I'm like, what? I don't even know that. What knots are there? I thought it was just like one. So that got me a little cranky, and I come up with this idea to create. At the time, it was going to be videos um, that covered the most simple thing. If you have ever had a question about a project that you're like, that is so simple, they're going to think I'm stupid. Those are the questions that I want to answer first thing. Um, and I had a lot of people tell me that that's a great idea. I should do it. And then because of the broad range of projects out there, I don't have the time, the money, or the knowledge to do something on everything. I was asking for assistance, and that really never panned out. And then as I was discussing the idea with other folks, the thought of a wiki came to mind. Everybody can post on their own. I don't have to worry about, you know, copyright of videos or anything. And that's how my current iteration of the project was born. The website is newbica.com/wiki. I'll go ahead and put that in chat, but it should be at the top of my page that I'm sharing. Um, so sorry, I'm really not good at this. Um, so if everybody's familiar with the website, the Florilegium, Lord Stephan, from about 1989 until his passing, collected articles and chat records and hosted them on his site. Unfortunately, since his passing, the site itself is no longer supported, although it has been archived. So we're not going to lose everything. It's just not going to be updatable. So after attempting to contact the person who's holding the domain, as well as anybody that could, link me to them or the family of Stefan, with no results, I went ahead and I scraped the website of all of his articles, and I intend on hosting them as a spiritual successor to the Florilegium that can be updated without having to be done by one person. So I have a Discord, I have a Facebook, I have a YouTube, I've got the wiki, and I wanted to make this a not just a website, but a whole community that we can get our experienced people, our newbies in, and anybody that wants to pick up any sort of craft that can reasonably be considered period, then I want to host it here. That does mean that, things outside of the SCA will show up. I'm not talking about we're going to have robotics and all that, but because of the skill overlap with all the various LARPs, I don't want to be specifically, this is SCA only. So LARP prop making, I'm welcoming. LARP armor and weapon, I'm welcoming, which of course overlaps with the SCA's youth combat. I don't know specifically how much, but PVC covered in foam and duct tape is relatively universal among most of the family-friendly LARPs. And so here at the top, of course, I've got my links to Discord, Facebook, and YouTube. And the skill levels that I've come up with, instead of going beginner to advanced, I'm going from, hey, that looks interesting, to I can do that with my eyes closed. And easy, medium, hard, that really doesn't speak to me as a neurodivergent, which is why I've come up with these descriptions, and hopefully they make it a little easier for other people to understand how I'd like to organize difficulties. Are there any questions so far? Welcome, Gina. My project is a spiritual successor to Stefan's Florilegium, and a community based craft skill wiki. So as everybody can see, the design is kind of in flux. I've basically been doing this myself, and it's a little overwhelming. So it's not very advanced as to where I'd like it. But just to give a basic rundown of various sections, the crafts and skills. I heard somebody say early on in my SCA career, if you can throw it through a window, it's a craft. Sarah, a LARP is a live action role play. Some people like to argue that the SCA is not a LARP, but it's live action, and you're playing the role of somebody you're not. It's the definition of a LARP, even if it's basic. Just because you don't have magics and thieves and all of the D&D hoopla to it doesn't mean it's not a LARP. Then we have the performing arts. Art is how we decorate space. Music is how we decorate time. And then, of course, repairing various things. This may or may not get folded into actual crafting. And then further on, we're going to have discussions, which I'd like to open up to newbie level, like explanations of chatelaine, um, the various levels of explanation for the SCA or for various other LARPs or whatever. So the basic drilling down into it, I think textiles is the most in-depth I've gotten. So, breaking down to sewing, spinning, weaving, yarn craft, and so if we go further into sewing, and the red means that I haven't created a page for it yet. Explanations of how to thread a needle, how to do various stitches, and if I can find somebody that is focused in sewing to help fill this out, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Let me see here. Is everybody able to see my shared screen?
Yes.
Okay. Was it like, then we go into spinning, a couple different types of spinning. And let me know if I'm going too fast. Here we go. Here's one that I've got a little more information on. So spraying is a different type, one of the types of weaving. I've got a link to Wikipedia. Trying to remember where my here we go. This is kind of how I'm wanting to have the pages set up. So tablet weaving, you're using cards that have multiple holes that you put your warps through, and you turn the cards and make a pattern. I don't have the how-to or links, but like the Florilegium, as I was saying before, I'm wanting to host their information as well. So I've got the card weaving. I think this is the HTML article that was created by Lady Alina Hilton, and of course everything is as they have submitted it. All the links are going to link back to the Florilegium, just so that nobody can say that I'm trying to steal it. Not that I really expect that to happen, but a CYA type thing. And I intend to eventually get them all added up with everything, as well as we have the DOC and the TXT files. Furthermore, any tips and tricks you might have found, or further links for further research. And for lack of a better term, what I'm looking for, ideally, is people that are interested in coming in and taking over a subset. Like, for my passion in the SCA is chandlery and period lighting. So, that's what I'm working on filling out completely. I'd love to have somebody that is into period cooking and could fill some of that out: leatherworking, metalworking, dancing, storytelling, and anything that you don't see that you want added. You can contact me. I'll get it added. Or here shortly, I'm going to be going through how to create an account and so that you can add stuff here yourself. So if anybody wants to follow along, the website is in chat. It's www.newbica.com/wiki. And that'll bring you to this page. I'll give y'all a minute to get there if you want. Okay. So let me go ahead and log out here. So once you arrive, in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see not logged in, talk contributions, create account, or log in. If you create your account, you'll come to here. Go ahead and enter your username and a password. You can include your email address and your real name if you like. That's completely up to you. And hit create account. I'm not worried about saving that. So then if we hit the logo here, we'll go back to the main page. And let's see. I know a little bit about leatherworking. So if we click that one, I'm kind of relearning this a little bit myself. So you've got two options. You can do it code-based, or you can do it by visual editor. Most people may find the visual editor the easiest. So I'll go ahead and start with that one. So you followed a link to a page that does not exist yet. To create the page, start typing in the box below. Okay. So, you know, is okay. So you can type whatever you like, and then where was it? Oh, I thought that there was a method to see the finished page below. So when you create a change, I like to have a basic summary, and you know, as simple as created leatherworking page, and you can review your changes, and it'll just show you what you've done. Or you can select, and if you've used any code, it'll show you the code there. You hit the save page, and there you've created a page. Now, if you come back up to the top and hit edit, it'll bring you back into the editor. The little pin here will switch your editor between source editing or visual editing. I'll go ahead and put in a few things here. So this will change your text, create a new paragraph, do your headings, subheadings, page titles. Of course, most people are familiar with this. Excuse me. Your basic text editing, bold, italic. Superscript is like scientific notation. Subscript is generally, I think, for like when you're doing references. If something requires computer code, which most of the time it should not, there's that option. Underline, change a language, increase or decrease the font, or I believe this is remove any editing. Here we have the ability to create a link. So if you want to link to a another page in the Newbica, we can go to, if you hover over your the link where it says cordage, that's the name of the page. Or if you click it, it'll be up top. Is everybody seeing my second tab, or is it still my first?
We can see your second tab.
Okay. So all you have to do is just copy that name and paste it in there, insert. And now we save it, and that will take us to another internal page. Oh, looks like I forgot to save, or properly save, I think. Nope, there we go. It just didn't refresh. So alternatively, if you want to go to an external site, you just select the external, and we're going to just say oh, I gotta have the HTTP colon. There we go. We insert that. And our label. That's perfectly fine. And then when we save that, it'll be a link to wikipedia.com. We can further create a bulleted list. And this is just and then I think if we hit tab, it'll indent. And you can go as far as you want into that. And hitting enter will just back you up until you're at a new page. Of course, if we select that, we can come up here to increase indentation and go as far into your lists as you like. You can furthermore insert pictures, which you can, I think you actually have to upload them. I haven't gotten this far, really. Um, Interesting. Like I said, I'm still kind of learning. But the main thing a lot of people may be looking for is tables. So if you create a table, you can I think that's a header. Then we have topic there, topic, and this would be and then you can look at your properties and if it's something that you want to be able to sort through, for example, let's in a game I play, you can create food that has different stats to it. So you can sort it by the name of the food, the ingredients of the food, the stats of the food, or if it's collapsible, you can you'll be able to collapse it down to just the header. So like, this would be strength food, this would be dex food. And then this is where changing the editing style would be a little more in tune with any actual text editing. So this is the table that we just created. And each exclamation point is a cell in the table where the plus would be the header, and then the dash. Okay, hold on. Okay, so the plus is the header row, which I think if we completely take that out, we can show a preview. And we've just removed the header row. So each of the dashes here is going to create a new row. And then each of these lines is a new cell. Such as that. So if I wanted to create, 6 cells across, I'd press enter and insert a pipe, insert in a pipe there. And then, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cells. Okay, Susan, I'm sorry, I just saw your question. Give me just a few moments and I will answer that one. So I'm going to go back to edit. And I don't know that gallery or signature would be really needed in here. So that's your basic how-to on editing. And then we just save changes. Yes. If it's just a minor edit, like, correcting spelling or correcting a link, that's that would be a minor edit, where if you're adding content, I would consider that a major edit, I guess. And then we save changes. And there we go. The page as we've created it is ready. So the closest thing to a map of the wiki would be my main page with what I'm doing here. So I'm still learning the wiki software, so I don't have a full-blown site map created. If you're looking for something specific, you're just going to have to start at the top level and drill down until you find what you're looking for, Miss Lucy. And if you don't find what you're looking for, feel free to create it. This is something that I'm wanting to open to the community and let the people who know what they're doing and what they're talking about fill in the information in a more organized way and more knowledgeable way than what I have access to. So, and I'm also looking for people to, for lack of a better term, take over some of the sections. Like if your focus is textiles, feel free to come in and add articles and subpages, link to exterior articles on YouTube or your web page, or any like class handouts or something that you may have created in the past. Are there any questions covering something that you feel I may have missed on how to do? Unfortunately, we're not able to unmute everybody right now, so feel free to type your question. Protecting info on the wiki. Okay, so because of the nature of a wiki, anybody can edit it. However, there is a built-in history. So hold on, let's go to the leather working page I just created. So if we look at the history here, we can see where I've saved my edits. And you can select two separate ones and compare selected revisions. So in the first one, there was just cordage. And in the second one, I added a link. I added some bulleted text and a table. So if somebody comes in and creates erroneous information or inappropriate information, we can look through the revisions and okay. We can always look through the revisions and say, okay, well, we need to undo this edit. And this will be what you're looking at is, this is these minus is what's going to be removed. And this on the right-hand side is what's going to be the new one. So if we just submit this, and it fills in your summary for you. I'm going to save our changes. And now all that useless information um I I don't know if there's image protection. This is the software that wikipedia.com uses. So any protections that there should be for on Wikipedia are going to be the same protections available here, to the best of my knowledge. Like I said, I'm still learning the software, and I will definitely make a note to see if I can find if there's any protections for those. But to my understanding, everything that is put into the wiki would be freely available to be downloaded. Um, if you have a website that you would prefer to um, link from the wiki to your website for the purposes of teaching, and you have stuff on your website that you don't want to be able to be copied, whatever protections are on your website are going to be protected what's on your website. So if you have proprietary images or something on your website and nobody can download them from your website, they're not going to be able to download them through the wiki unless you upload them to the wiki. Did that answer your question? Okay. Anybody else? Was there any how-tos, how to do this or how to do that, that anybody feels that I missed? Um, so for those of you who may prefer to have do the code side of the editing versus the visual editing or WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get. I think I have a how-to. Now let me see here. Here we go. Okay, so at the bottom of the pages is going to be powered by Wikimedia. If you click on that, this is the software that I'm using. So edit and use Wikimedia. We can learn how to edit a page. And somewhere, I know I saw learn more about. Here we go. No, that's the one we just looked at. So this is where I go to learn about the software when I'm trying to edit it. If you starting a new page, this will explain more in depth on how to create a new article, which honestly it's as simple as clicking a link and filling in some information. But it does go more in depth into formatting with the text editor style of the wiki, on how to make italic, bold, the various levels of your headers, creating a horizontal rule, bulleted lists, numbers instead of bullets, various indentions, various everything. And if you're familiar with the web page language HTML, you can use a bit of that in the wiki language as well. As well as advanced. I think Miss Lucy had mentioned something about subpages previously. So I'm a bookmark this to look at later, so I understand what she was talking about. At this point, I don't have much of anything else that I want to cover.